Hello, everybody. I can see some comments. I'm not sure how y'all were commenting early, given that I wasn't live yet, but I can see some pre-comments. So I hope that's good news for this version. Since it was not working at 6 p.m., we moved ourselves to 7 p.m. and hopefully everything works now. If you are watching the replay, thank you for catching the replay. And if you're here live, fingers crossed for everything to go well. So let's kick it off with, what are you drinking? Let me know in the comments. I have multiple drinks. I still have a little bit of tea left. Obviously, I made tea for 6 p.m. and it is now cold. So I have water as well. I can't see any new comments, you guys. I can see comments that y'all made at like 7:01 and 7 on the dot, but I cannot see any new comments. You guys, what is going on? What is happening? This is just insane. Like I can't see any new comments. I can see a couple comments from 7 and 7:01 of you guys saying hi and that you hope that it works, but I cannot see any new comments. This is insane. And I was blaming it. Oh, they're coming. They are coming. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's working. Hi. I can finally see the comments. It's absolutely working. Okay. So much fun. Okay. Yeah, I noticed there was a delay last week, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't this, like this kind of delay was insane. But now it's working. Thank you, Casey, for testing Facebook. It looks like we were all working, and now I can see comments in time. Hallelujah. I feel like I need something a little bit stronger than tea, but I appreciate all of y'all sticking with me. I don't know what it is. If it's me too, Ashley. I wish I had confetti too. I don't know if it's an internet thing or if it's a just life thing, technology. Just crazy. It's just insane. But anyways, hi. Cold tea. I have water. I actually slammed some dinner between 6 and 7 so that I wouldn't like have like a growling stomach while we chatted, but it's fine. Let me know what questions you guys have. You aren't ghosts anymore. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I just felt like I was talking to nobody. It was very weird. It was super weird. I love the multitasking. I love when you guys share that you're cooking dinner, you're on a treadmill, whatever it is, cleaning the house. I love when you guys share. I know, Ariel, YouTube is going to make me pull out the wine tonight. I have been trying actually to not have drinks on the weeknights. Like that's just what I've been trying to do. When I am good and like focusing on my health, I pick 2 nights a week that I'll have adult beverages. And then if there was like a weeknight happy hour or whatever, then I would just sacrifice a weekend day for it. But there's nothing happening on the weeknights. We're not going and doing anything on the weeknights. So I've just been doing it on the weekends. But tonight I may need to pull out the wine. So first question, do you go over the PowerSheets and let people follow along and you explain them? So I'm not sure I fully understand your question. During the year, I will share a monthly video sharing my PowerSheets process and the goals that I set and etc. As far as the prep work, if that's what you're asking about, there's not going to be a video going through the PowerSheets prep work. Most of the prep work I'm going to do with the live. So I bought the ticket for Cultivate Your Year Live, and that is where most of my prep work is going to be done. And then in my Patreon group, we are going to do a separate working session for all the things that don't get done during Cultivate Your Year Live, as well as for people who don't have the PowerSheets and have other goal setting systems. But it's not going to be necessarily like a follow along explanation kind of thing. It's just going to be more of, it's going to be like a set working session. I have a lot of ideas, but it's not exactly what you're describing there. Oh, thank you for saying this is one of the highlights of your week, Brianne. That makes me very, very happy. That makes me super happy. It's nice to be seen. I know, Michelle. I know. Super funny. Did you get anything from the Moxie Life launch beyond what you got for review? So I did get something. I haven't told him yet. I got the notebooks for Sam to try, actually, because I think that might be a good setup for him, just the bound notebooks. And then I got myself another set of the bookmarks. I almost got another sticker book, but since I'm not using the Moxie Life in the same way, I decided not to get another sticker book. But yeah, so it's all right. That's a great question. Danny asks, I'm starting to see ads in the middle of your videos. Is that you or YouTube? It is me. I have made the decision to start putting some ads in the middle of videos. They're always skippable, and I'm very thoughtful about their location and how many there are in relation to the length of the video, but that is a decision that I made. That's my choice. Jessica, you got your PowerSheets today and you already started doing prep work. I cannot believe that you started today. That's amazing. That's amazing. Sarah, do you know anything about the Plum Paper Holiday Journal? I do not. I didn't even know that was a thing. I actually ordered from Plum Paper yesterday, so I didn't know it was a thing until I went there. I did not order it. I don't have big holiday plans and things that I need to plan, so I did not order it. So I haven't seen any reviews of it, though. Megan asked that she's missed a video or a live chat, and do I still use Erin Condren? I am currently using any products that I already own from Erin Condren, but I am not purchasing any new products from the company or getting sent any products for review. This is a great question. How much is your Patreon? What type of things do you do? So there are 3 tiers. I'm going to go through this really quickly because I know that a lot of you are either members of the Patreon or you already know the answer to this. But to answer the question, there's 3 tiers. There's a $5 tier, a $10 tier, and a $30 tier. And they all have different offers. If you go to the website, patreon.com/goalswithlaken, or it's linked in the description box below, you can see what all of the different tiers come with. The goal workshop that we're doing for the end of the year is something that I'm trying. It's not part, like I didn't plan that was going to be part of the Patreon. This is just something that I feel like I need, and I know that others would get value out of it. So I thought it's something that we could do together. It's not necessarily part of the original structure. Sarah, what happened to the Monday video? More to come on that. I'm not ready to talk about it yet. Yes, I love that the pages in the companion books are perforated. So I didn't talk about that in my review video because she hadn't finalized that information yet, but now she has said that the pages in the Moxie Life goal setting companion books are perforated. So you can take them out and stick them different places. You can punch them. You can put them in rings and discs and all those other things that I don't know much about, but yeah, they are. Oh, look at all these sweet Ashley, Rand. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. How long does it take you to do your prep work? Is it weird that I want to start now? It is not weird at all that you want to start now, Shannon. If you want to start now, totally start now. My recommendation, if you want to start now, is just to start with that brainstorm page. So that first page that's like brainstorm, brain dump for 2021, just start with that page and just jot down some ideas. Anything that comes to you, anything that you think about, just like jot it down on that page, because I think it takes a little bit more thinking, a little bit more time. And I'm always cautious to tell people, when you try to start too early, you can forget about your 2020 goals. And there are still 2.5-ish months left in 2020, and you can do so much in that time. So not weird that you want to start now, but my advice would be to maybe just start with that brainstorm page and then give yourself a little bit more time to do it later. It takes me a long time to do the prep work. I think in my video, when I compared the Moxie Life and the PowerSheets, I think I said it cumulatively takes me about 20 hours. When I say that, I mean from start to finish, like I have no idea what my 2021 goals are, to my January tending list is completely set up. It probably takes me cumulatively about 20 hours, but some of that is just like sitting and thinking about action ideas. Some of that is like randomly things coming to me as I'm doing something else and then going back and jotting more things down. Like not actually scheduling time for it. I probably will schedule a cumulative of like 10 hours to work on it, but I will end up working on it more. Actually, probably closer to 11 or 12 when I wrap in January. So Megan, in terms of not buying from EC, I feel like I've shared this in a number of different places. There's a weekly vlog that I shared back in June-ish that will explain a little bit more about that. Maybe somebody in the comments wants to give you a little bit more color on that as well. Casey, this is a great question. How do you balance getting excited for 2021 prep and not ditching 2020 goals? So what I am trying to do is really focus on like the couple things that I really want to make sure I get done in 2020 and things that I can get done, as well as having the mindset that it's what I do in Q4 of 2020 is preparing me for a really good 2021. So for example, like I could just be like, oh, forget it. I'm just going to eat like crap and not work out for the rest of the year and just pick it back up in January of 2021 and like start fresh then. But then I'm not actually starting from where I'm at right now. I'm going to be starting like way back there, right? I'm going to take steps backwards. So as long as I can focus on like staying here and staying level, then that's a really good place for me to be come 2021. I struggle with an all or nothing mindset where I'm like, well, if I can't be perfect and I can't do it all, then I'm just not even going to bother. And the problem with that is it makes me go backwards and lose progress instead of keeping what I've got going on right now and then losing what I've done for the first 9 months out of the year. So I think it's just a balance. I think also picking the 2020 goals that you are excited about still. Like, what are the things that were on your 2020 goals that you were excited about in December and January of last year that you can still be excited about now, even if you're planning to carry them over into 2021? Hope that helps. Ooh, this is a great question, Elise. I just posted about this actually in the Patreon Facebook group. Yes, I do a little bit of prep work outside of the PowerSheets as pre-prep work. And all that is a brain dump. I just have a place because I don't want to write on them until December. So I have a place right now. I'm actually doing it on my iPad where I'm just brain dumping ideas. So anytime something comes to me that I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do this in 21. I go jot it in this one place. The only other thing that I have done that I'm going to do is or that I will like I have done in the past is jotting down word of the year ideas. So same thing when it comes to actually working through the prep work, when I get to that word of the year page, I already have some ideas. Now, right now, my idea list is like 20 words. It's a lot of words. So over the next month and a half, I'm going to try and like cross out some of those words that I know aren't going to be the answer for 2021. But right now I just brain dumped an idea bucket of 20 something words. So those are the two things I'll kind of do to prep. I tried to combine the word prepare and the word prep. And then when we get to December and the live event, or if you're just doing them on your own, then I will actually write things down in my PowerSheets. I lost my spot. Oh goodness, Colleen, I'm not sure that if he uses them, if I'm going to get him to share anything. We'll see. We will see. So yes, we've Cultivate What Matters and we have the Moxie Life Planner. I am using both of them together, but I am not using the Moxie Life as future goal setting. So I did a video on this. I actually already linked it below because I kind of assumed this was going to come up since today was the Moxie Life Planner launch. But I did a video comparing the two systems and then talking about how I'm going to use both. And the way that I'm making both work is that Moxie Life is going to be a retrospective, back-looking planner. All of the pages, the goal pages, the planner pages, all the pages are all going to be looking in reverse. And so that's how I'm going to make both of them work. PowerSheets is going to be looking forward and Moxie Life is going to be looking backwards. Ariel, I have never tried Passion Planner because I need a coil. I am a coil girl. I need coil. I just need a coil. So I just can't get around the book, the bound. Oh, this is a great question, Heather. What was for dinner tonight? Pizza. because of the switch. I just, as soon as I rescheduled it from 6 to 7, I ordered pizza. It got here. I slammed a couple slices and now I slammed 2 slices and now we're watching. So that's what's for dinner tonight. I do meal plan. What I try to do is just pick a number of dishes and then I don't plan them on specific days. It's just whatever I feel like using, but then whatever I feel like cooking that day. But then I also try to be a little bit more thoughtful about evening plans. Like even on Wednesdays when it's at 6, I won't cook till afterwards, but I want to make sure that it's an easy meal so that I can cook it in 15 minutes and we're eating by like 7-ish. So I try to be a little bit thoughtful that way, but most of the time I actually don't match things to days. I just do it overall for the week. Am I still using Home Chef, Jessica? So I was actually using HelloFresh. That was my go-to. That one, the only reason I ended up, I think, on Hello Chef versus Home Chef was because Hello Chef would deliver on Sundays in New York. And when we were going to the office, I couldn't handle the daytime deliveries because they just kept getting stolen. Whether they were outside the building or inside, they just never made it to me. So I had to switch to HelloFresh because they had a Sunday delivery. And then I just kept up with them. We haven't been using it right now. Not no particular reason. But when we get to Chicago, my mom uses it. So when we get to Chicago, we will get back on it with my mom. Ashley, I know you do not have Instagram, so I answered this question earlier today on Instagram. Yes, yes, yes. They totally work, and I think that they are a great addition. It's a three set of bookmarks. They say my vision, monthly goals, and this week. So I think that they are a perfect companion to the PowerSheets. I personally use them. I put the my vision one on the yearly goals page. I put the this month one on the tending list. Now, a lot of times I have my tending list open and just sitting, so that one isn't really as important. And then the this week one, I know doesn't really make sense for the PowerSheets because there's no weekly layout. So I put it on the next month. So when I want to when I have like a random idea of an action item for the next month, I can just easily find that page and can jot it down. So yeah. Yeah, I know you don't have Instagram. If you've never done the PowerSheets, will the live seem overwhelming? Michelle, I don't think so, because the beauty of the live is it keeps you moving and it allows you not to get so much in your head. Because I think the first time that personally, the first time that I did the PowerSheets prep work, I just felt like every page had to be perfect. And I felt like I had to spend a ton of time on every single page. And it was just, it felt overwhelming to be alone. But when you're there with the live and Laura gives you these tips, so you go to this page, she reads the blip at the top, and then she elaborates on it and gives you a couple more tips and guidance for that page. And then they turn on some music and they set a timer and you just write. And because everybody else is writing, you're writing and you're just writing and ideas just come to you. And then the timer stops and you turn the page and you keep moving. And it's amazing because I just feel like it gets you out of your head. So I almost think the opposite. I think I've felt more overwhelmed trying to do it by myself than trying to do it surrounded by all these other amazing people. Passion Planner has a wire O for 2021. I did not see that. I do not need to look at another planner, you guys. I do not. Will you be sharing in depth how you use your Moxie Life in the new way in 2021? Absolutely. I haven't figured out how. I'm going to incorporate all of that together, whether it's going to be its own video or a separate video, or like, I am not sure yet. But yes, I definitely want to share. What can we expect from Cultivate Your Year Live if we've never attended before? So I kind of just described what it was like. And then I don't know what they're going to do. So in addition to everything I just said, right? So you go to the page, Laura gives you some additional guidance, the music, the timer, whatever. Then the other thing that they did last year that I really loved is they either had you share like in front of everybody if you wanted. She would walk around the room with the microphone, and if you wanted to share like an answer to the question, you could, which was really helpful for pages like the yes and no list to get ideas from other people. Or we would share just at our table, and then you would get ideas from the other people at your table, and that was really great as well. I'm not sure if or how they're going to make either of those things work, given that we're all going to be virtual, but it would be really cool if they do. So that's basically what it was. And then we would turn the page and then we would do the next page. And I just felt like it just kept such a good pace and I just did it. I did all the prep work in one day, which is mind-blowing. Do you bring your planner PowerSheets with you while traveling? That's a great question, given that we haven't traveled like ever in the past 7 months. So my PowerSheets, no. I typically do not bring my PowerSheets with me when I'm traveling. My planner, same thing. I typically do not take my planner with me unless I'm going to a planner conference, and then I will take my planner with me, which is so silly because I never even touch it when we're at said conference. So it's just not even important. But if I'm traveling just for me personally, I will usually just take my daily planner with me. Sarah, you can still get the bookmarks, and they are on sale today. They are 10% off today only. Link in the description box. Oh, Lisa, I am so excited for Cultivate Your Year Live too. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh, I think I'm all caught up. Either that or there's a delay in comments again. So you guys have been asking some really great questions. I'm going to take a sip of this water. All right. More questions, y'all? Maybe there's just a delay. So I'm just going to sit here and talk to myself until it refreshes and gives me some more questions. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So, Brian, Moxie Life, you can ship internationally through it's called Ship to It, I believe is the website. And if you email them, they will give you a code for free shipping to use the Ship to It. I do think eventually they have plans to ship internationally themselves from their distribution, but it's only their second year and they're still shipping out of her house. So right now it's just too difficult for them to do international shipping themselves. But I do think eventually that is definitely the goal for her. Julie, right now I am drinking a tea. I'm going to say it wrong. I say this wrong every year, y'all. And I know you correct me. Rue Boys, something like that. It's from the David's Tea Halloween countdown, but it's kind of cool. No, but it's still good. What do you think about the Planner Perfect scripting method? I have no idea what it is. I've heard somebody else ask about it before, but I've never actually looked into it. So Lissa, thank you for correcting me. I very much appreciate that. I like to say people's names. I do my best, but I really appreciate you correcting me there. Moxie companion ordered while chatting. Lisa, I hope you love it. Nicole, 1000%. So Nicole asked, for those not watching the replay and just listening to it, she asked if taking the day off of work for Cultivate Your Live is worth it. If you can, I know that is not an option for everybody. Maybe you don't get paid time off. Maybe you aren't actually working and you're just a stay-at-home mom, or maybe it's like a busy season for you. I know there's a lot of reasons that people can't. If you can swing it, if you can take the day off of work to do it live at the time that it's happening, I 1000% recommend it. I had already planned to take this day off like before this year even started. As soon as I left last year's event, I was like, I'm taking that day off for this year, and it's the best. Yes. Shauna, have you always been a water girl, or how did you get there? So I've always been a water girl. I don't like bubbles. I don't like carbonation. That's just me. I don't like bubbles. So I've always just been a water girl, and I don't like anything in my water. I went to a restaurant over the weekend and all they had, like, they have a serve yourself water because they don't have like waiter waitress service right now for safety. And it was cucumber water. And I was like, okay, I mean, that's fun if I'm at like a spa, but I like plain ice cold water. So my only tip for you to get there, I think, is to maybe make it flavored. If that is going to work for you to drink more, make it flavored. Start with small goals. So like if you have one of these kinds, so make the goal to drink one of these a day. Like if you're not even doing that much water, maybe, I don't know, start with one and make that the goal, and then do that consistently. Then make it 2, and then make it 3, and do each one consistently until you're doing it every single day. And then you can up to the next level. Water in particular, I find it's something that you have to build up to, but then once you build up to it, your body craves it. And then you just naturally drink more. That's fine. Oh, Danny, this is a great question. How do you keep up with your morale during these difficult times? I've been struggling. First off, I apologize that you've been struggling. I think everybody has to some degree. I was talking to a friend about this recently. Everybody has something that has made this season really difficult for them. You know, maybe it's something, maybe they're an essential worker. Maybe they have a family member that's been diagnosed with COVID. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe they're trying to homeschool their kids and work a 9-to-5 at home. Like there are so many things that are making this time difficult for people. And it's really, really tough. I think for me, keeping up the morale, a couple of things. One, I try to make sure that I take time to be thankful for the things that I do have. So I try to remind myself, like, okay, I'm going to complain about the size. Like when I see somebody post about the space that they have, right? Their backyard or their big house and their extra rooms and all these things, I get really like jealous. And I'm like, oh, I just hate this apartment. It's so small and I hate, blah, blah, blah. So I try to then focus on like being thankful for what I have, right? I have the ability to work from home, as does Sam. We could stay home 100% and be totally fine. I have family that is completely healthy. Like we've had a couple extended family members been diagnosed, but not anybody in our immediate family. And just like, I try to focus on what I'm grateful for. The other thing that I do is I try to, make sure that I'm scheduling time to do things that I love, especially the things that I love to do at home that sometimes there's not time for that. So just laying on the bed and watching Netflix for hours, reading, I've been taking a lot of bubble baths, like things that you love to do that you may not feel like normally you have a lot of time to do because you're not spending as much time at home, and try to just schedule those. Flora, I'm going to skip this one. There's more to come in the next vlog. Okay. How are you preparing to head to Chicago? Oh, Lisa, I wish I could say I am. With the exception of prepping all of Charlie's things, I have done very little to prep ourselves. Very little. So that's on my list of things to do today and tomorrow. Have you received your new plum paper? I'm excited to see what cover you selected. Oh, I'm so excited to share. I just ordered yesterday, y'all. I ordered 2 plum papers, actually. I ordered my new daily, which I got the headers pre-printed, and I'm super excited about that. And then I also got myself a new wellness planner from Plum Paper, not like their actual wellness planner, because I'm sorry, their layout for the actual wellness planner that they have you weighing in every day and also putting a target weight every day. And I can understand the benefits of weighing in every day. Like, I know there's pros and cons depending on your relationship with the scale. However, having a target weight every day just feels a little weird to me. So I actually got a Plum Paper layout that I'm making into a wellness planner. I'm excited to share it with you guys. Yeah. Oh, Cultivate Your Life intimidates you because I want the pages to look pretty. That is a completely reasonable thought. And I definitely had that thought last year. But what I realized was the power in the PowerSheets is not necessarily about the pages looking pretty. And you're not going to go back and look on those pages. That's just the truth. Those pages are going to be really helpful in figuring out your goals, but it is rare that you're going to go back and look at those pages again. So if they're not perfect and pretty, it's totally okay. And you do have time to make them look pretty there. I had this thought that I was going to write on sticky notes last year, Cultivate Your Life, and I was going to, like, not just like you said, I was going to go home and do it again later after I had time to think about it. No, I don't remember if it's something that Laura said or the fact that everybody else around me was writing, or I had this brand new pack of Paper Mate flares by my side. That's a good tip too. Go buy yourself some brand new pens for your PowerSheets to start writing in them. And then I don't know, I let it go. I let it go, and it was amazing. Oh, yay, Ashley, I'm so excited for you. Ooh, Cultivate Your Life is at night there. I'm assuming you're on the other side of the pond, so you don't have many meetings during your workday to conserve energy. That's a great tip. I would also maybe go get yourself like your favorite, like caffeinated treat, or even just like warm treat before it starts to like keep you going, keep you excited. I'm sorry. When I said just before stay-at-home mom, I didn't necessarily mean that from like that. That actually is a much more, I am sure stay-at-home moms work way harder than I do from 9 to 5. I meant they can't really take the day off of work because you can't. I mean, I guess you can get a sitter, but you can't take the day off of work. That is where my mind was. I did not mean for it to come out that way. So I apologize for anybody who felt like I was demeaning it at all, because I was not, absolutely not. Oh, Nicole, you're a teacher, so you feel guilty. Yeah, that's tough. I know that's a super tough place to be. And I wish I could make that decision for you. I know it's much easier for somebody like me who works a 9 to 5 and it's just taking a vacation day, especially in a year where I haven't taken any vacation days. Trying to read the questions. What is bringing you joy in this weird time that feels like it is stretching on forever? I know it does. It really does. I think I just try to think about the next thing that I'm excited about. And I know that the thing is much smaller, right? So what's the word? Like my level of what it used to be, right? So the thing I used most of the time, it would be travel. It would be going somewhere. Well, it's not going to be that big, right? It's going to be a notch down from that, but my caliber, like a thing to be excited about. But like, so right now, the next thing that I'm excited about is decorating for Christmas. Like that's the next thing that I have to look forward to. And I'm like, if I just keep working through the things I'm working through now, then I get to decorate for Christmas. And that's the next thing I'm excited about. So I try to just think about that next thing, and just, it doesn't have to be a huge international, amazing vacation, because It's not going to be that for a while. So I need to think about the smaller things that I can be excited about in the short term. Oh, great question. The little by little journal. So it's funny that you ask. There's more to come on this in this Friday's weekly vlog. I came up with an idea for how I'm going to use it. And I'll tell y'all, but you're going to hear it again in the vlog if you watch the vlogs. So I'm planning to use it for movement. So I'm going to write down the date and what I did every time that I move my body so that it inspires me to move, and then I get to write in this journal. And when I said that in the vlog, I had every intention of starting it that day. Every intention. And I didn't. I got distracted by something and I never wrote it down. And that was like over a week ago at this point. So now I'm actually going to wait till November 1st. No, not November 1st, November 2nd. When I'm back in Chicago and I have access to a safe gym and like the things like whatever. Anyways, that's what I'm going to use it for. And I'm going to start it November 2nd. And the reason I'm starting it now is because it's actually more pages than a full year. And I'm not going to write every day. So the goal isn't to do it 7 days a week and fill up the entire like layout of it. The goal is just to write it every time it happens and just to keep going. So that's how I'm planning to use it. Aviana, I'm not sure how you typically pronounce your name. My dad would say tomato, and I say, Dad, if it's somebody's name, they have a preference on how they pronounce it. You can say tomato all you want, Dad, but like my friend Rihanna, my dad tries to call her Rihanna, and I'm like, no, Dad, her name is Rihanna. It's her name. So I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Any apps that are really good for tracking what you are eating and your weight. So for weight, let me find it. The app I like, it's Happy Scale. That's what it's called. It's called Happy Scale. And that's the app that I use if I am consistently tracking my weight, especially I like it if you are tracking on a more regular basis in like a week, because it gives you an average. It gives you like your average weight based on, the daily fluctuations. As far as what you're eating, I have never been very good at this. I have been trying to use iTrack Bites more recently because I just like the way that it's set up. I got inspired to do that from Brianna from Diva and the Divine. But I think if you just want a free app, I would just do MyFitnessPal. That's what I would go with. Ooh, Ashley, I like this idea. Using your little by little journal for one success every day. It's a great idea. What are restrictions in New York? And you're in Australia and you can only go 25 kilometers from home. That's tough, Michelle. So in New York, the restrictions are like if you're going to be inside, unless you're at a restaurant, you have to wear a mask. Restaurants are only at 25% indoor capacity. And then there's outdoor restaurants. I don't really know what the other restrictions are because those are the only ones that I feel like really, that's the only thing I do. Is go out to eat. That's the only thing I do besides being at home. So I don't really know what the other restrictions are. But New York, although we had a rough March and April, the New York is still like the number one state because it was bad. It was bad at the very, very beginning. But they have figured it out. And New York is doing a much better job and keeping the numbers low. So it's pretty good. It does feel good. Oh, I lost my spot. Okay. Oh, Michelle, hopefully they open up on November 1st. Yeah, it's tough. Super tough. Jessica, this is a great question. You never say like or when speaking. How did you train yourself to do that? It's definitely not something I never did. And it's not perfect, right? I'm not perfect. You'll notice that I say other words. There are other words like just and so, and like there are other words that I say besides like and if this also just came with practice. This is just a benefit of the fact that for 2.5 years, I have been putting up 3 to 4 videos a week on YouTube, going live, like all of the things. I just said like all of the things that I've been doing on camera. It's just practice. It is just practice. So that's all that is. Oh, great question. Do you have a 5-year journal? Is it prompted or not? When you journal, do you look back on what you wrote? So Heather, I actually used to have a 5-year journal that was prompted years. Now I'm noticing it, Jessica. I just said years ago, and I did look back at what I wrote. I stopped using that. That is another story for another day. And now what I use, I started a brand new one this year. So I can't say I look back on what I wrote because this is the first year that I'm using it, and I use it for gratitude. So it's not prompted. It's not dated even. It just says like 20 blank, and then it has just lines, and I'm using it for gratitude. So that is one thing I've kept up with all year, you guys. Every single day for this year, I have written one thing that I am grateful for. Of course, I miss a day every now and then, and I have to go back and do multiple days, but I have filled in every day up to this point, which is pretty awesome. Oh, I love this. You're looking forward to December daily because something fun for Christmas 2020. Yeah, especially if we're not going out and doing more Christmassy things. I mean, we'll go do some things, but there's no Christmas parties and whatnot, and things that I definitely documented last year. Those aren't going to be things this year, going to see the tree and whatnot. So I'm also excited for December daily, just see it a little bit different. Ooh, Flora, this is a great question. Advice on finding consistency, how to stop all or nothing thinking. So I'm going to go back to when we talked about the water. The problem with all or nothing mindset, if you struggle with that, is that we try to do too much as our all. So all or nothing isn't a bad thing if the all is something reasonable. And what I tend to do, if you're like me, is our all is just all these things. Well, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to do this and this and this and this. It's going to be this perfect day. It's rarely ever this perfect day. And so then when you miss one of those little things, you had lumped them all together, and now you're not going to do any of them the next day or the next day. So this is one of my biggest tips when people are starting brand new goals, is to pick one tiny step, whether it's one glass of water or waking up 15 minutes. Do not try to start just waking up 2.5 hours before your normal wake up time tomorrow and think that it's going to stick forever. It's not. 15 minutes and do that for a week, and then 30 minutes and then do that for a week. So that's the struggle. You could do all or nothing as long as the all is much more reasonable. So start with something small, pick a really small step, and consistently do that for a period of time. And then you can up it to something bigger. And then eventually you'll build up to that all. Ooh, thank you, Lissa. So apparently Happy Scale is not available on Android. So there's a site called Trendweight for people who don't have iPhones. Thank you. Good tip, because I definitely have an iPhone. Oh, you found me through Brianna. Awesome. That's exciting. I adore her. We may have something up our sleeves coming soon. Right? What a year to start a gratitude journal. I know. I love it. It worked out super well. Ooh, Tina, great question. Am I doing the December daily prep day with Allie Edwards? Actually, now that I am reading this, I'm pretty sure I answered this last week. So yes and no. I bought it, and I might do some of it that day live. I wish I could do the whole thing live. And had we stayed in stayed in New York, I would have done the whole day live. But I'm not going to spend 12 hours a day by myself and my computer and my internet friends when I'm there with my family. So I'm probably going to do a couple hours of it that day and then hang out with my family the rest of the day and then work the rest of it in through the rest of November. But I did buy it. It's $5. Yes, Heather, I love this example, 5 squats a day. So I also love the example that the Lazy Genius gives in her book, where she did 1 down dog a day, just one. Like, she wanted to do yoga, daily yoga practice, but instead of doing doing a 10 or 15 minute yoga practice for a year, she did 1 down dog a day. So even when it sounds crazy, even when it just seems so silly and so small, it will build up over time. So just pick something small. Not a newbie question. Totally fine. So December Daily is a memory keeping project that is hosted by Allie Edwards. She is an amazing memory keeping expert. I follow her on Instagram. She's got a blog. She's got a YouTube channel, all the things. And so December Daily is where you document one thing every day in December. So you can do, she gets very crafty and super creative. I am somewhere in between. Some people do just journaling. I like the memory keeping crafting part of it. And it was just, if you go back and watch my Vlogmas vlogs from last year, you can see all the different things that I documented during December Daily, including Cultivate Your Year Live. That was part of it. But it is just where you are looking for the magic in December. There's just something magical about every day looking for a story that is worthy of putting it in a memory keeping format. And it's sometimes, I've been there, right? I think, well, I don't have kids. And especially this year, I'm not going to be like seeing that many family members. What could I possibly document every day in December? And it will shock you when you find these little stories. And it could be as simple as like, here's my tree and here's what my tree looks like. Or I wrapped presents today and here was a picture of the presents. But it is super, super fun. Michelle, great question. So this year for Patreon, I am allowing everybody to do the in-depth PowerSheet discussion, all the tiers. We're all going to do it together. And if you're not using the PowerSheets and they know this, you're still invited. It's not, I'm going to structure it such that it is for everybody, no matter what goal setting system that you're using. Oh, Heather, that's a great question. What is something that I'm looking forward to this upcoming week? I am seeing a friend for dinner on Friday. We were supposed to have dinner last week and we got rained out because it was pouring. And so we can't safely have dinner outside if it's pouring. So we are having dinner on this Friday and I'm just excited to see her and to just catch up. Yeah, I'm super excited. Yes. Yes and no, Loni. So for Patreon, the Patreon Facebook group is a lot of it, right? It is very active and that is a big piece of it. For the PowerSheet stuff, we're going to do it on Zoom. Like the session will be on Zoom. So you don't necessarily need to be in the Facebook group for that piece of it. But the Facebook group is a lot of questions. It's a great place to hang out, but absolutely. I answer questions without saying them. Do I think that it's worth to do the December Daily Prep Day even if you don't have a kit? Yes, even if you're using items that you already have. Well, let me caveat. I've never done one because last year the day was when we were abroad, and I didn't think it would be worth it to try and do it on my own. In retrospect, I wish I had, but I did not. But I did the prep day for Week in the Life in March. February. I don't remember when the prep day was. The Week in the Life was in March, but I think or in May. Anyways, I did it for a Week in the Life and I loved it. And the way she did the categories, you can also go onto the website now and see what the different topics are for every hour. But the way that Week in the Life was, I did not feel like I needed the kit. It was more about thinking about the project, setting it up, getting things ready, but not like, here, use this particular thing in this particular way. So I think you can totally sign up and get benefit from it without buying the actual kit. So, oh, Nicole, thank you. Thank you. That's super sweet. Oh, awesome. The DD prep is very worth it. Yes, I'm super excited. I need to make a plan. That's the other thing I need to do is there's 12 sessions, right? So I need to make a plan for when I'm going to do the other ones since I'm not going to do it that actual day. Oh, you can still do the prep day class from 2019. That's cool. Awesome. Yeah, Sarah, absolutely. You can still sign up. Yeah. I don't even know when they'll cut it off. I don't think there's like a capacity issue. I think it's just whoever wants to join. And it's not till November 7th. So plenty of time. Last bit of my cold tea here. All right, it is already 7:45. Any last minute questions? Thank y'all so much for your flexibility, moving to a different time. Ooh, Leah, this is a tough question. If you can't get the kit, how would you recommend we get started? What pieces should I buy individually? I'm assuming you're asking if I can't get the kit because the kit is sold out, not necessarily because, well, I don't know. Like if it is a financial reason that you're not getting the kit. So it's hard. What I did last year for my first year was I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I looked at what other people were using and I thought, did I like that or did I not like that? And then I kind of knew what things I would try to lean more towards. I know that I like things that already have sticky on the back. If it doesn't have a sticky on the back, there's got to be a really good reason. It's got to be really cute. And I know that I'm not going to use stamps. So I kind of like pick and choose for that purpose. There's also a couple of older kits on HSN, if that's something that you're interested in. Yeah. Ooh, Casey, what is one habit that you've picked up in quarantine that you will keep going forward? That is a tough question. I think I've said this before. I think I really like not having plans on Fridays. For if I can make it work, I would like to continue that, to not have plans on Fridays and just let Fridays be like a nothing day. I really liked that. I don't even know if there's really anything else. I don't know. Ooh, this is a fun question. Do I have any pre-presentation public rituals? Well, I'm excited for you that you have one coming up, Heather. So for me, I need to, so I don't put on the shoes I'm going to wear if this is in person, right? Until the last minute, because I don't like wearing heels, but I will go make sure that I do a couple paces back and forth in those shoes. And I'm not just like changing them and then walking on stage. That's a weird thing, but that's something that I have to do. If I can, I try to talk to my mom because my mom just like builds me up all the time. And so I try to talk to my mom as close as I can before I'm going to speak. I always make sure that I drink a lot of water before so that I'm not worried to the point that you're not trying to go to the bathroom, but I always try to make sure that I'm not like getting dehydrated while I'm talking because that will definitely happen. Those are big ones. Those are the big ones that I try to make sure that I do, but that's a great question. Oh, thank you, Katie. This is a very sweet comment. I love the lives too. Casey, can that be my answer? Because the lives came out of quarantine and I love them and I don't plan to quit them in 2021. I don't plan to quit them and I love them. And so that is a habit that I'm keeping from quarantine. Because we started these in March, which is so fun. Okay, you guys coming in with all the feels tonight. This is a very sweet comment, Sarah. You guys are just making me feel all the things tonight. Super sweet. All right, y'all. It's already 7:50, so let's wrap it up. What is one thing? Oops, click the wrong button. One thing that you are going to do this week to make progress on your goals. One small thing. Is it drink another cup of water? Is it eat a vegetable? That's not pizza. Somebody told me that pizza counts as vegetable because of all the tomatoes. I don't know. I don't really know if that's true. While you guys answer that question, Jennifer, oops, I didn't click on it. I do. So we do one monthly live Q&A for Patreon. That's like the guaranteed. And then there's a couple other random ones. I'll just randomly show up. When I was testing this system, I randomly showed up in the Facebook group and was like, hey guys, I need your help. I'm testing this. So there's some unplanned ones, but planned, it's definitely one a week. And that is via Zoom. So we can all see each other's face and we can answer questions and talk about our goals. Look at all of these great goals. Reorganizing your Pinterest. I like that idea. Using it for recipes. A Christmas budget, finished meal prep, drinking water, walking outside. I know that's something I need to get back into too, and not just staying inside. Brainstorming for your PowerSheets. I love that one. Scheduling time to work on your to-dos. Oh, Brianna, this is such a big one. We are so bad at just making these massive to-do lists and not actually putting them into our calendar. Put those to-dos into your calendar. Even if it's 5 minutes, put them in your calendar, in your planner. Oh, look at all of these great goals. Yes. I like this idea, Danielle. Even if you can't take the 7th for Cultivate Your Year Live, can you take another day? That's so it can be just all about you on that one day. I like that idea as well. Oh my gosh. So many great goals. You are all the best. Oh, treadmill every day. Heather, look at you. Back on that weight loss. Super proud of you. All right, y'all. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure you give it a thumbs up before you head out. Actually, if you're on Facebook too, if you could give it a heart, a like, a laugh, any kind of engagement, maybe not the angry face. But you guys are the best. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me through all the technical difficulties. We're going to figure this thing out. We are going to figure this thing out. And I am very thankful for all of the messages and the sweet comments that I got when we were struggling. But it's been super fun, and I will see y'all next week. Happy planning.